fixing bugs. Okay, yeah, so let's put this here. Let's run everything. Minimize these. Whoops. Minimize, do that. Okay, cool. Yeah, so what I need to start with, hey Hideo, what I need to start with is fixing up what I'd begun the other day. I don't know how my phone is vibrating. I never ever wanted to do that. I almost always have it on silent. There, I fixed that. How am I doing? I'm doing well. I slept in today, which is really nice. Hey, Walshy. Okay, how about you guys? Your days are practically over, actually. It's probably evening for you right now. So, how was your day? For me, I woke up maybe 2.5 hours ago. Is that still the title for you? Ah, no, what? I hit update on this. Hey, T-Blot. And hey, Euphoria. No stream Thursday? This is Thursday? Yeah, I know, I wasn't planning on it. Now I gotta go fix this. Hang on a second. I don't know how this happened. I thought I hit update. Alright, let's get the right title in here. Edit. There, done. Hey, Echo. Okay. Well, there we go. Yeah, so like I said, this might not be a very long stream. I'm going to finish up the stuff from yesterday, and then we are going to move on to probably some bug fixing. Maybe I'll do some work that Hideo really wanted to have happen. Maybe, but probably not. All right. Okay. So build successful. Linting successful. Let's figure out what I actually changed. I think I just fixed, well, this is a totally separate commit. Remove unused Blockly snippets. Got rid of Melee and Mr. Zaps. Hideo, that technically doesn't count for the hidden bounty. Hey, for real. And Soul Sorcerers and Skynet. Welcome back, everybody. So we'll commit this. I'm patient for the moment. Well, I think that's a pretty obvious bug that I'm going to have to work on, but I think there are even more pressing bugs that I'm going to have to work on. So let's do this. This is fixed. What's this? Did I get rid of this? 1725? Oh, I did. Yeah. Hey, Super Ram. No, Deo, it's technically not. Okay, so imagine if I said like, say yes to get 5 points, and you said sure. It's technically not what I said originally, so you're still in the running for it. Hey, Pro Sam. Okay, so we could refactor all of these so the get closest entity is just not a thing anymore, because there's no real difference between these. However, this is the important part. I fixed this and I fixed something else. Yeah. Okay, so fix bugs around finding entities. What am I working on at the moment? I'm working on... Okay, there you go. There it is, Hideo. I was just saying, using the hair command is not the same thing as commenting on a haircut. I'm working on cleaning up the commit from yesterday. I fixed some bugs. What I was working on yesterday, to give you some context here, is I added in a couple of APIs that are available via Blockly and JavaScript. So there are these three. So there is find a particular entity, either friendly or enemy, and you can pick what you want to find, with a lowest or highest life or distance. And then there's find all of a particular kind of entity. So you can say find all enemy bots. And then there's a filter for that. So you can actually put this into here. So filter all of the enemy bots by lowest life and lowest distance. Or you could swap these things. So this, for example, will find the bots closest to you first. And then if they're equal in closeness, then you will find the ones with the lowest life. So let's say you're trying to just pick off an enemy to kill it. Then this will find that enemy that you'd want to kill. Hey, Thomas. I'm doing well. And hey, Camo. You're starting to hate Node and React? Why is that, Pro Sam? It's the project with Digite? Add 2 more days so I can get to 1337 days? But that's your Twitch age. That's not the amount of time you spent in the botline channel or anything. You saw the issue with the raise yesterday? Yeah, I just allowed them. That's all. So there were 2 bugs. One, I was accidentally calling... Remember you were choosing those when I was going to sleep? Yeah, and then I wrote them, and then I had some bugs in them. So I was calling this twice due to a copy-paste error when I meant to be calling this one of those times. And then the second thing is, there was an API here. Had a sort of bug. Actually, did I... Gets an entity matching the flags that you pass in. Yeah, okay. Could take in a bit mask of flags, some of which, e.g. is bot and is CPU, were mutually exclusive. When getting those flags, it was impossible to return an entity because I'd only return entities. How should I say this? I would only return entities that matched all flags. I've changed the behavior so that only one of the mutually exclusive flags has to match. There we go. Hey, Liquidor. Why am I trolling? Hey, you asked on Discord. I answered. And yeah, I was originally a C# developer who started working on JavaScript. Pro Sam, what are you finding difficult though? I don't know if you answered my question about, yeah, why don't you like working with Twitch and Node and React? I think each one of the things you mentioned, Twitch, Node, and React, well, Twitch APIs really, I think each of these has their own quirks. And so here I'd say there's async code and the concept of middleware sometimes. These are kinds of things that I saw with Node a lot more. With React, this is just a totally different paradigm than most UI that people have done. And with Twitch APIs, it's sometimes hard to simulate things, e.g. subscriptions, cheering. So each of these has their own little quirks, but they're not that extreme, I think. So once you do get used to it, maybe it would take a few weeks to do that. Once you get used to it, though, I think they're pretty smooth. How's the time schedule? Will it be finished in time? Well, so for alpha, I'm not worried about time at all. It's going to launch on Monday, and it's going to launch pretty much no matter what, whether I feel like it's in good shape or not. So that's fine. But as far as beta and release, we'll have to see. There's going to be a lot of work that goes on in February for just stabilizing the code base. Hey, Pickle. And SuperRAN, that's good. Started learning Node. If you ever have any questions, feel free to ask. So fix bugs around finding entities. So this is done. So that was the commit from yesterday. Hey, GSouts. Compare with WebGL Android? Compare what? Okay, write snippets for the most common ones. Yeah, so one of the things I actually wanted to do here was the same thing I'd already kind of started. So find closest enemy bot now uses find entity. Will you be hiring more developers? Only if the game is successful. I don't have the money to do pretty much anything else at this point. So the remaining money I have is going to be for some remaining legal things and marketing. And that's it. If the game's not successful with all of that, then that'll be that. Maybe we run a Kickstarter or something, but I don't know. So there's find closest enemy CPU, etc. Yeah, I wonder if I should change these. Really, find closest everything. I don't know if any of these APIs should even exist, but if they do exist, should they use the... What is this? Oh, this is clever. Thanks for real. Hey, Olson. Yeah, I've only been online for about 10 minutes so far. Well, okay. I'll just make this change because I think it's a good one to make. So we'll do this for everything. There's find closest enemy CPU. Let's start with that. So these aren't that hard to do. This is enemy CPU and sort by distance. And we just need to paste that into there. So this whole get closest entity, see if this is still needed. Hey, Mr. Balrog. Yeah, I'm a slowpoke. Hey, Motorfama. Also, I don't know if I explicitly said hi to you, Endorn, but hi, Endorn. Okay, cool. So we have closest enemy CPU. So this is consolidating all the APIs, I think just to make this a little bit easier. Next up is friendly chip, the friendly toaster. So friendly chip, this turns into, friendly is really the wrong word for this. It's really the ones that are owned by you. And yeah, Motorfama, you're right. I'm usually not streaming today. So what is it? Entity match flags. There's ally here. There is friendly actually. I wonder if that works. No, it does work. Oh, well, look at that. Not bad at all. So then we can just pass this in. And then instead of is CPU, we want is chip. And we're done. Cool. Did Adam finally realize an alpha release is coming up? I was talking to my wife, and she said, look, it's probably a good idea you do some work on Thursday because you've got alpha coming up so soon. To which I totally agree. And here I am, doing work. Hey, I'm Perry. So we're just going to work our way through this list. We're almost done with this. There's just minor refactoring at this point, but it should go pretty quickly. Until either is true. The second one can only be true exactly 4 days before alpha's launched. So then I guess I'm streaming for as long as the game has bugs. Closest enemy chip, so this is going to be foe. The rest of that's all fine. And what else? I think we need to fix up those tests. Yeah, I have thought about ramping up my stream time by a lot. but I'm not sure about that. Oops, this is closest to allied bot. So we need to just make sure of a couple things before I check this in. This is why having... So we just got allied bot and then this. Yeah, okay, cool. I guess this is the last one. So my closest bot is owned by me and is bot. He can do whatever, stream stays on. Well, thanks for calling the shots. Is there a way to have line numbers on plain tasks? I can't see the setting in the settings. That's a good question. I mean, I'm only going to go look at the settings too, I guess. Oh, line numbers. Yeah, just set line numbers to true. Done. There you have it. I looked through the settings for you and found the setting. Alright, so is this still needed? Is this used anywhere? Somehow it's still used here. Oh, find my CPU. This isn't even totally correct. Note, eventually we probably want you to be able to find this regardless of whether you can sense it. We also probably should just cache it since the CPU doesn't move. It didn't work for you? Oh, it worked for me. Maybe you're overriding it in your user settings. So plain tasks has, if you're on Sublime Text 2, you have a settings file that's read-only, which is the default, and you have your settings file. In Sublime Text, wait, I don't know if I just said that wrong. In Sublime Text 3, this is read-only, but in 2, it's not read-only. So you might need to just update it here. So if you say here, line numbers true, yeah, it gives me line numbers. If I set this back to false, line numbers go away. So if it's not working for you, then I'd say update your plain tasks version. Oh, you didn't have proper JSON. Okay. Yeah, that's the other thing. Have you paid for Sublime Text? Yeah, I did. Okay, so we need to fix this one too. So it's like find my closest bot. This is actually ally is CPU. Okay, I think that's a bit cleaner. It's pretty straightforward, actually. Windows or Linux, what do you prefer? Yes, you're on Windows, but can you explain why you prefer Windows 10? I just haven't seen a good enough reason for me to switch, to be honest. I think I'm pretty efficient at Windows. I know what's going on. I'm using the programs I want to use. If I were to switch to Linux, what I would probably do is try to find exactly the same programs I'm using here. And then what's the point of me switching? I think the biggest benefit would be that I'd have a sane command line. That's it. Other than that, I think I'd struggle in some other areas, like learning everything, and I don't know. I think after about a month, things would probably be fine, but yeah. Why? What do you get when you buy it, or just for the sake of donating to a good cause? Well, you get that nag dialogue to go away. But the other thing is, yeah, I felt like Sublime is actually worth the money back when I bought it. Now I think if you were to try one of the free, completely free text editors like Atom, yeah, maybe I wouldn't have bought Sublime if I'd used Atom as my primary editor. Okay. So that's it. So we just gotta test this out, and unfortunately our test suite is broken, so I think it's probably worth it to write these tests. Fix the code execution test framework. What about Visual Studio Code or Community Edition? I've used Visual Studio Code, but I used it on the first day it came out. I never felt it compelling enough reason to go back to it. It's pretty much the same reason why I'm not switching to Linux. I just don't see a compelling enough reason. Okay, so now this entire function can go away. Alright, let's check it in. BL commit. Yeah, I like Sublime. Don't get me wrong. There are some things that now are starting to wear on me a bit. For example, I'm sure some of you have noticed, because some of you actually commented on this. If I say like var a equals true, and I set, oh, hang on, that actually works. It's in here that it doesn't work. Let a equals true, let b equals false. I just don't have this syntax highlighted, and it's due to a bug in the plugin for Sublime Text 2. It's been fixed in Sublime Text 3, but I don't have a license for Sublime Text 3. So I just have false written in white all the time. And same thing, if I put a function definition spanning multiple lines, now Sublime can't find this anymore. So things like that are really frustrating for me. Not really frustrating, they're frustrating. Hey, did you? Yeah, 4 days. 4 days. Same license? It's not the same license. SublimeText.com/3. You have to buy this, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure if you have a Sublime Text 2 license, it doesn't just transfer. Yeah, I think there's some upgrade cost. And at this point, I can't really justify it. All right, so yeah, we just got to look into these and make sure that there are a few things to look for. One is, am I caching the right value? So is this the same thing that I see over here? And yes, the answer is yes. And then are the flags roughly the same? So yes, faux is CPU. Yep, that's fine. So cool, that one's done. Now what about this? Closest friendly chip, yep. Is friendly and is chip. Looks good, cool, let's move on. So closest CPU, yep. And then ally and is CPU, yes. Like I said, this is just some minor refactoring. Closest enemy chip, yep. Faux is chip, yes. Closest allied bot, ally is bot, yes. Closest bot is owned by me is bot, yep. We should only have one or two more of these things to look through. Oh, that's it, we're done. Okay, cool, that's it. So refactor out, what's the name of that function? Get closest entity. I'm using find entity instead now. Alright, not bad. And here's what's interesting here. It says lines added. It's not... So I know it looks like I added 20 lines. What really happened here is I'm just spanning more lines with just one line of code. So this used to be 1, 2, 3 lines of code. I cut it down to one line of code that just happens to span an extra couple of lines. It's in beta, isn't it free at the moment? Well, it's in beta forever. Yeah, I don't know about that, but it's nagware, just like Sublime Text 2. So you'll just get nagged by using it. Yeah, antimatter tape. What is this? I like an antimatter tape. Alright, so check that in. Now let's try to fix up the test framework. Hey, Mantis. Yeah, so let's try this out. We'll go into test main, and we'll just run the code execution tests. And they're going to totally fail, and I don't know why. So we're going to try to fix it. BLT run. Run me some tests. Oh, there's no computer level passed in. Isn't that fun? So no computer level information is passed in to the arena. Oh, interesting, Motorfarm. I did not know that. Whoa. Yeah, I definitely didn't know that. That's actually big news. Yeah, maybe I should upgrade. Wow, I just assumed I'd have to pay money. When did I buy my license? I don't know. Probably Oh, I think it had to be. It had to be before 2015. So that 2013 or 2014. I have a feeling it was 2013. I don't know if it was out then though. Oh, you still get the pop up? Well, still, I should check it out at some point. Oh, purchases new price are valid for Sublime Text 3. But it says can continue using it with Sublime Text 3 while it's in beta. Well, I'll have to take a look. Why do you need a license? I don't need a license, but I did want to support Sublime. The way I'm looking at it, Camo, is more like this. If I'm going to use Sublime Text at all, I'll use the one I paid for. If anything makes me upgrade, it probably means I should try switching editors. It's not necessarily the right way of thinking about things. It's mostly that, like, I'm happy enough with it now, but maybe I'd be better off trying out Atom for some time. And it's better to try something out before spending an extra, like, $30. How do you mask comment with Sublime Text? Yeah, I think you're talking about Dock Blocker. Oh, wait, no, you're just talking about the keyboard shortcut. Control slash? Just highlight something and hit Control slash. Or if you're in a language that, does this work? If you're in a language like C++, so C out, test. Yeah, you can use Control Shift slash and you can get a block comment. You could actually do this in Sublime as well. Okay, so this is failing. Let's go find out where. Before each test. So there's Arena Test Framework. And before each test, create Arena. And this did not need computer level information originally, and now it's going to. And it needs to be such that it's in the same place every time. So if we ever want to test different computer levels, we can't do that. Oh boy. Well, I suppose for now it doesn't matter too much. But I should go see how we make an arena in the real game. Hey, Jay. So we needed all of this stuff. We probably don't need all of this for the server. Yeah, we don't. We need this stuff. So what do we have? Buff Depot, Game State, Software Validator, Player Depot, Client Server Router. So width and height no longer have to exist. And then computer level information has to exist. Jack's hair and mirror. Hideo already got the 3 points. Alright, so we just need to figure out how to get this. Oh, we have a computer level depot. Isn't that nice? So we're going to need that too. And then no longer pass this in. And then no longer get this. We could probably just make one. So we get information for a particular level. Const computer level equals 10. Just be at the highest level for now. So put this on line 62. Okay, so the only thing we need is the level depot. Let's go get it. Here. And then we just had to make it. Then everything should just work, I hope. I can give you a Sublime Text 3 license. Sublime don't exactly have much license protection. Well, no, wall sheet. I mean, in my mind, that's piracy. Like I said, if it came down to either paying or pirating the next version of Sublime, I think it means I should try out another text editor. I don't want to pirate software, and I don't want to I don't want to pay for the next version of Sublime, given that I'm relatively happy with this version. So what Motorfama said to me about being able to use it still, that's good. I'll have to test it out. Try Atom. Yeah, I have tried Atom. And I don't dislike it. I just didn't fully customize it to meet my needs. Charging for editor is unethical? What are you talking about, G-South? And I don't think $70 is too much. I think it's too much given that it already paid and that there are probably other options out there for me now. But man, every time this stuff comes up, it's like people will find a way to justify whatever decisions they've made. I don't want to have this conversation again, so chat can talk about it. But if I don't chime in, it's because I feel like this is a very hackneyed conversation. Okay, so apparently this just works. This is not what I wanted to test up. Hey, Nate Goody. That's like eating cereal, picking a fork over a spoon. What was that from? Some like terrible hip hop from a long time ago. Sick of being lonely, yeah. God. Field mob. Hey, Old Magic. And Alex. How's it going? Okay, so code execution tests all work. Let's try the arena test. Hey, Max. Well, that didn't work. New point total 0. Wow. You ran yourself dry. Okay, so almost everything here is failing. So let's just try out this one test. Should use proper hardware during figure it out. Here. So let's say it dot only. What code coverage are we at? I don't know. I'm just trying to get the test framework to run now. So yeah, get component of null. I'm pretty sure I know what's happening. I think, well, for one, it's not creating a CPU. Apparently that's one problem. But I think the second thing was how Game Simulator works. And I think this is going to be really, really annoying to fix. Can't even use it? Not found? Wait, what? Not found. I gotta follow up on this ticket. Yeah, it can't be reached. Is anything working? Is onx.net online? Okay. Yeah. So try again. It looks like it's very slowly loading it. Yeah, it's just incredibly slow. Follow up with bounce web. Alright. Yeah, so I think where is this? I know there was a problem with this. I know it. Alright, let's do this. So here's all the things that I wrote about tests. Did I write about the arena anywhere? Or Game Simulator, maybe? Waha! Here it is. Yeah, I gotta fix this. Still nothing, don't worry about it. Okay, well, I'll give the 25 points back, at least. And yeah, Nate, I think there's a lot of hate for JavaScript. Some of it is warranted. Anyone have a suggestion on what to use? Symfony or Laravel or Angular? Yeah, well, Magic, I would say try them all out for something, some small projects if you want, and then see which one you like best, or take a look at what people have to say about them. EJ. Hey, Mutated Nation. Welcome to the stream. Okay. Alright, so wherever I just wrote that thing down, something about fixing up the code execution test. Where is that? Here. Yeah, it's actually this. This goes back to 2016. I moved damage over time effects, regen, etc. to the game simulator, so the arena doesn't even know how to run this stuff. Put most of the functions back in the arena and make the arena into an event emitter and get rid of the direct reference. I guess that's what we're doing today, huh? Oh, that's too bad. And yeah, Soul Sorcerers, what's your small project? Might I suggest making it related to Soul Sorcerers? Alright, G-Souts, I'm like close to banning you for saying things like this. You said something yesterday too, which I actually ended up saving. What was it? Yeah, this. I don't like seeing this kind of stuff in my chat. And I was thinking about this yesterday. And I thought it's very hard to articulate guidelines that you need to follow in chat. I think one of them is don't make me feel bad because a lot of what I'm doing is I need to be in a good mood to continue to stream. So, like, I don't know if you should consider this a warning or what, but try not to be so arrogant about how you say things. That's all. Have you used Blest for some of your projects? Node.js library for terminal-based UI? I haven't, no. Let me take a look. Do you have a link to that, actually? Alright. So this whole get component thing, I think this is that there's no CPU. And so what's in charge of making the CPU? I think I need to create it. Yeah. So when I make a new arena, I guess I'll just do that here. Don't know if I can post here. It's on GitHub. What do you mean mutated notation? Links are allowed if that's what you're saying. Or I could just search it. Blast Node.js UI. High-level terminal interface library for Node. What? What is this even for? This is crazy. Okay. What do you use this for, though? I don't understand. Hey, Ola. And double T's. Oh, that's pretty crazy, Mutated Nation. But yeah, I think I'm missing something. Bot's tile is too close to the CPU. Oh, God. Okay, I know what's doing this. And yeah, this will be a little bit frustrating. All the tests that I wrote were under the assumption that there is no CPU. So it's going to violate a whole lot. The other thing is we're just passing in computer level information. Maybe we should just throw the CPU in the middle of nowhere. It's probably a bad idea. For example, excuse me, this. Okay, something like this makes sense. Yeah, I appreciate that kind of example. Yeah, this is actually pretty cool. Okay, cool. I'll at least write down to look into this. It does sound like it'd be a decent amount of work for me to mess around with this. But still, I'll write it down. So Mutated Nation suggests using Blast like terminal UIs in Node.js that look like this. You know, maybe this is what we could use for the dashboard. That's actually possibly a pretty good idea. I'm not sure though. I don't know how much work it's going to be to do this. And whether, well, I'll write it down regardless. So thanks, Mutated Nation. Yeah, because one of the things that I was thinking of doing is hey, sick, I wanted something where, let's say, what's a good example of this? Let's say I want to see all of these stats, for example, and I want to see them change over time. So I can see how long was this online for, how many players are playing. I guess I could have it graph this stuff out, and I could do it from the terminal. But the question would be, do I need it to be a terminal UI? Could I just have it be a simple HTML page? It's probably better. But it's something I should at least look into. Okay, so what's the best solution here? This is done. That needs to be done. Fix the arena test framework. It wasn't creating a CPU, and then there are problems creating entities too close to the CPU. Okay, J Bugsy. Alright, so problem. I wrote a whole bunch of tests when a CPU wasn't even in the game. Now, there's a CPU in the game, and tons of these tests are failing for one of two reasons. Either one, a bot is trying to be placed on top of the CPU, which is not allowed, or two, an attacker bot is trying to be placed too close to the CPU, which is not allowed. So I think there are a bunch of different solutions. Solution number one is rewrite the existing tests so that they keep these restrictions in mind, i.e. stop trying to place bots on the CPU or near the CPU, on or near the CPU. I used the same keyboard as you for a year, then switched to Microsoft Sculpt, and that's the best I've ever had. Yeah, I've used this Sculpt before. It's got really tiny function keys though. I'm not sure how I'd get used to those. But also, I'm not... my reason for not upgrading the Sublime Text 3 is also my reason for not upgrading keyboards. I just don't think it's worth spending the money right now. If you want an opinion, I messed with that. We tried at work for a monitoring tool. It's cool and fun, but in the end, we backed down. It takes too much time to learn the API. That's what I was afraid of. And I don't think I have a compelling enough reason to not just throw a bunch of things on HTML, especially because my UI can literally look like this, like stat number 1, ... stat number 1000. I could literally just have a 1000 line website, and it's only going to affect me because this is I'm the only person who would be reading it. Granted, yeah, sure, Botnet got popular and I had employees or something like that. They might want it too, and then it can be their job to fix it. But making it look pretty is not important, and I think that's the point of Blast. Oh, I think I saw that. Olo. Okay. Okay, so that's solution number one. This is probably the best solution. This is probably the best without even thinking of others, because the test should have the game design in mind. So number two is set a flag somewhere that ignores these restrictions. Solution number three is make an arena that is way larger than the old one, that has the CPU off in a corner so that none of the existing tests violate these assumptions. Solution number four. What would solution number four be? Maybe these are the only solutions. And maybe I don't even really need to look farther than... I think this is a bad idea. This sounds like a bad idea. I'd be instrumenting real code for the sake of test code. I like avoiding that where possible. So it's a choice between solution one and solution three. Honestly, solution one is implemented by just changing a bunch of coordinates. But I need to know where the CPU is. So that makes me think that solution number three is actually not such a bad solution. It's maybe the best because I need a static CPU location anyway. I probably want the test to be able to customize this though. The guy does not use data. Wow, you guys are quite talkative today. Maybe it's me starting halfway through the day that did this. There's been a lot of good chat. So let's run some giveaways. There. EJ and most GitHub employees, yeah. I like that. Okay, so when I happen to be coding this though, would I ever want the CPU to be in a different location? Possibly. And then I would have to relocate it myself. Halfway in the night for you? Yeah. Or maybe this is all just the pent up chat energy that would have been dissipated over the last 3 hours. 22 p.m. That's a time that doesn't even exist. Hey, Hamza. Alright, well, I think I just sidetracked the entire chat with those giveaways. So if I ever want to move the CPU, the test would have to relocate it manually. I think that's okay. So I think what we do, we used to have a 20 by 20 arena. Were we ever actually using the 20 by 20 aspect of it? Well, we can actually figure it out really simply by doing this. Okay, so every single time we made a bot, we would tend to make them in the first 25 tiles at the upper left. Here, start X and center X. I don't know where this is, but I can't imagine it's that far off. Oh, this is commented out anyway, so who cares? All right. Then we have something at 10, 0. But do we ever go beyond any of that? In fact, we can make this unique. There, now we have fewer things to search through. Okay, so we do things at 1910 and 1019. What are these tests doing? Should not think will lasers hit will hit a faraway bot even with a directional argument. There's really no point setting them that far away. Oh, there was kind of a point. Man. A metric card. Let's just put your CPU in your motherboard socket instead of leaving it lying around. Okay, I need to change some things. Let's go into computer level information. This gives us the width and height, and of the final arena, we just need to set it to something very large. So in the arena test framework, we're going to say computer level information dot width equals 20, height equals 20. CPU X and Y we need to set. We'll set this to the second last column about halfway down. And then in the arena test framework, these tests actually don't have to change other than this one. When you say this is at 18, so it's not positioned on the CPU. No, you know what? Let's put it at 19 and see what happens. I'm gonna write something down here. Make sure this test. Make sure this test does not run into problems by trying to create a bot on the CPU. I wonder what Adam's up to. Looks at stream. What are the LEDs behind you for? Those are lights that... Oh, EJ beat me to it. Who's Adam? Okay, quit it. Quit spamming chat. Those are lights that viewers can control. What is this chat speed? Yeah, I know. Okay, so there's still no CPU, which means I am in the process of thoroughly breaking something. So the test framework is what should have set this. Do I even need to do this? Why is there no CPU? Did someone say lights? Mutated Nation better never ask about the lights again now. You better have all the information you need. Yeah, we need to make sure this is actually getting created. And I don't know where. Let's just put a console.log. Created CPU. Okay, so it did create it. So then why is this failing? Is too close to defender CPU. CPU, get for defending player, get defending player. Defending player is this. Player.isDefender has to be set to true. So then perhaps in our player depot, we don't have a defending player. That's probably the issue. Returning null for defending player. Did that build? What? So we have a player? Returning a defending player. Huh. 15 points, what a ripoff. Huh, interesting. So that player exists. Wait a second. Yeah, this shouldn't have been here. Get defending player. Okay, well, whatever. It doesn't matter. So then get CPU for player. How does this fail? CPUs get by indexer. So let's print this out. Console.log. Actually, let's just stringify CPUs. Okay, so it's set to something and then it's not set to something. That's interesting. How did that happen? Oh, that's very strange. Something deleted it? That's very strange. Unless it's this that's happening here. TJ, you can't greet me that way. Yeah, what's been up, TJ? Alright, so we didn't create a CPU there. So then it's getting deleted. There's another problem where the CPU is being deleted. And I don't know how. We need to figure that out. What do we have here? Health is set to 12,000. ID, 1 per tile, owned by player, -1, yes. 1910, width and height 1. Perfect. Huh, so then what's going wrong? Get CPU for player is returning nothing. So then let's just do this. If size CPUs equals 0, then console.log new error.stack. Let's find out what's happening here. EJ. Alright, here we go. So this is coming from create bot that's doing this. I gotta make sure not to rebuild any of this stuff though. This is actually a bad idea. There are only so many colors, by the way. I think my bot has been overloaded. There we go. You need to change and update the EULA or privacy policy. Yeah. Oh God, there's an email I got from my lawyer a long time ago with the new ones. I just never put them online. It's probably another thing I should look at. Buying light tokens doesn't waste enough points. Why are you trying to burn through points? What are you at here? 135 points. Alright, so how could it be that this thing's getting deleted? And what would even be responsible for deleting it? I wonder if it's something that... There's going to be a bunch of problems here. Yeah, interesting Lookador. Hopefully that'll change at some point. Also, I think it's follow age double T's. So what could this mean? This is either that the CPU got destroyed or that I'm recreating the arena. What language is this? This is JavaScript. Hey, Jew. All right. I'm not sure which one of these is causing this. We can go to our the only test that's running here, really. Oh, wipe out all entities. Oh, that's the problem. Okay, well, that's easy enough. So yeah, it is getting destroyed. And it's happening from wipe out all entities. Makes total sense. So then what we'll do is we'll make a wrapper for this in Arena Test Framework that destroys the entities and then recreates this. So wipe out all entities. This dot arena dot wipe out all entities, and then this dot arena dot create CPU. Thin wrapper around the arenas function of the same name that will also recreate the CPU so that we don't run into errors. Then in the arena test, everywhere that we see arena dot wipe out all entities, which is in a lot of places, we change it with ATF dot wipe out all entities. There. So we just changed 21 areas, and now this should work, hopefully. But 13 tests are still going to fail. Oh, this is stupid. This is just a bad test at this point. What do you think about Golang? I haven't really used it. Hey, Digite. Am I streaming over the weekend too? I'm not sure. Hey, Boss Nomad. I'm not sure if I will. I have plans tonight, Saturday, and Sunday. But I probably could squeeze some streams in. The issue with that is that I don't know how fresh I would be feeling next week. And I think being able to handle the feedback I get from Alpha is probably more important than making sure Alpha is a little bit higher quality. I guess you didn't see me before, or is this a boring topic? Oh, I probably didn't see you before. Oh, no, I did answer you, right? Golang? Or is there something else that you're talking about? Oh, yeah, no, sorry, for real. You should tag me in messages you want me to see. There's the @ tagging, and that causes messages with this will be read for me. So chat is going pretty quickly today. If I see red lines, I usually try to read them. But I look at your message and the sea of the other messages. I mean, like, this is what chat looks like for me. So I see Nate Goody's message, but it's really hard to see yours, or that they're even referring to me. You could just be talking to chat for all I know. So yeah, whenever chat's going fast in anyone's stream, it's usually a pretty good idea to tag the streamer. Hey, Kazoos. Kazoos, actually I shouldn't share this with you. I might save this for April Fools, so never mind. Do you read Orange Lines? Occasionally. Alright, so then this test I don't think should run anymore. Like, I changed how Figure It Out works. To the point where Zapper apparently doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Let's just comment the rest of this out. Can you stop tests from running? Is there anything else you can do here? Thanks, Digite and Liquidor. And Demon Wolf, hey. Yes, I see that. Alright, so we have only somewhere. Can we have a test not run? We could probably find out by doing something like this. So if I do node require Mocha, is it? Or Mocha.js? There it is. Okay, so let's just say m equals that. m.it. Oh wait, no, we need to describe something, right? Where do we get it from? Where does that come from? m.test utils? Where does this come from? Huh. Oh well. And yeah, Liquidora highlights are red for that. I'm assuming you typed that as a /me. Yeah, it's red for me, probably teal for other people. Okay, I don't know how to cut this out. So we could just comment it out. Oh, wait. Oh, I already have this here. Okay, we'll just comment it all out from the Zapper part then. Done. So does the test run now? Yeah, actually, pretty good job, huh? Okay, so let's go get rid of some of this stuff. We put in some console.logs here that I don't want anymore. Created CPU, I don't care about that. It's not sending when I follow both bots. Oh, I'm not sure what's going on, Demon Wolf. I think BotLad sends out the links to lights, right? Yeah. BotLad sends links to lights. I'll just give you the points back. I don't know what's going on. I didn't even have m.describe, I'm pretty sure. Did I? Yeah, no, that was undefined too. I'm not sure. The require for Mocha is probably different from putting this in the global scope. Okay, so we have 15 tests failing, but we have a bunch of tests that are working. So 119 are passing, 15 are failing. And a lot of these are going to be... Well, let's try to fix them. Yeah, let's try to fix them. Is there a way to get a list of just the ones that failed? In this way? Not really. I'll just copy paste this. And then we'll just get the ones that start with parentheses. So the failing tests are the ones that contain a parenthesis on the line. But actually, I should search for a regex that does /d parenthesis caret space 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 space. There, perfect. Okay, so we find all of those. So here are all of the failing tests, except for not really, because I forgot to do /d plus. Does this find the ones at the bottom? There we go. So here are all the failing tests. So now you just work on these. So should not deal zapper damage on the turn that it ends. Let's go into the arena test and find out. So it.only. So what's happening here? Expected 1950 got 2000. How does this work? Oh, there's a whole half damage thing. This will zap at a diagonal, meaning it'll take 50% damage. That doesn't happen anymore. Yeah. Expected damage percent when dealt at diagonals equals 1. So this used to be... Zapper used to do 50% damage at diagonals, but it no longer does. I'm leaving this code here to make it easy to parameterize in the future. Oh, this looks amazing. Nice. I think sprinkles are like the greatest dessert thing. They're not that good on their own, but I really like them on ice cream. And hey, Orphoria. Hey, Bother. Yep, streaming on Thursday. So here we'll just multiply. Whoa, what's that? You usually take 100% zapper damage. This will zap at a diagonal. So that's here. So we just multiply this by this. This moves right, so we're cardinally adjacent, which means it'll take 100% zapper damage. So this is going to be times 1 plus expected. Which always deals 100% damage. This moves right again, so this again is going to be 1 plus. Okay, cool. Let's try the test now. Hey, dude, Tyler. I'm doing well. Alpha's coming up pretty soon. Oh my god. I did 0 damage somehow. How did this happen? Have you ever had a Choco Taco? Yeah, I think a long time ago. Is that a test I see? Yeah, I'm finally fixing up the test framework. I had a bunch of tests. Right now, the current stats are 119 arena tests are passing and 15 are failing. So we're going to try to fix up a lot of these. And then I want to add in some more tests for what I had just done. But actually, now is not really the time to do that. I just want to get the majority of the tests working. So let's figure out what's going wrong here. So where are we asserting this? Right here. Assert entity health. That's not actually what's helpful here. It is right beneath we assert that it's zapping. So it's this one. So this is what's failing. So we say max life minus zapper damage times 1. And yet it's not taking any damage. So why is that? Build bot for an attacker with zap code. Where's zap code? Here it is. If z equals false, zap move right. Okay, so this is located at 0, 1, so it's going to be 1 tile down. And this one's located 1 tile over. So it's diagonally adjacent. And it should take damage from that. But it's not taking any. Oh, right, the whole damage over time thing. Oh, God. Yeah, I think I know what's doing this. This is Game Simulator needs to... Alright, we're just going to ignore this test for right now. This is frustrating. Wait, Sick, why don't you use the tokens? Alright. I think Zapper just has a problem. So all the tests with Zapper we're just going to not care about. So that's all of those. So it should be able to break through multiple shields at once with a laser. Where are you, arena tests? So here, it.only. We need to search for the last one of these. Let's find out what's going wrong here. Shields are not in order of duration. What? Yeah, what? Shields are not in order of duration. Alright, well, heck if I know what that means. Make sure shields are in order of increasing duration, meaning older shields are... Oh, this is probably another issue with the Game Simulator. Alright, we're going to ignore this too. For right now. Should have 2 concurrent shields run out at the same time. Yeah, I bet all of these are a problem. Yeah, regeneration, revealing minds, duration. Now this one, this is curious. Hey, Lepko. Yeah, this problem is because this is created at the wrong index, I bet. So we'll just say it.only here, get rid of this one, rerun the test. Bot was deployed at a different X coordinate. Perfect. Okay, this is totally fine because we're deploying them at the CPU coordinate. So the only thing I have to do to fix this is just change this to 18. Done. Problem solved. Perfect. Okay, so we fixed one test. What about this? Should allow this with faraway bots. This is probably the exact same problem. Yeah, it is. We just changed that to 18 as well. And having 13 tests fail is probably okay for right now. Because at least we know the other ones are working. Should clear all entities when you wipe out the arena. So create a bot, make sure it's there, wipe out the entities. Oh, I automatically... Okay, yeah, no, what we have to do is this, arena. No, we typically call atf.wipeoutAllEntities. Typically call wipeoutAllEntities on the arena test framework object that we have so that it automatically creates a CPU for us, which is good for testing. We explicitly call it on the arena here so that nothing gets created. So now if I run all the tests, I should have 13 failing and the rest should be totally fine. Yeah, 13 tests failed. And now when I run every single test, so ones from here and here and here and here and here and here and here, we should have only 13 failures still, right? 23 tests failed. How many succeeded? So 321 tests pass, 23 fail. Oh yeah, arrays. Oh god. All right, fine. Software validator. These tests used to apply, and now I'm guessing 10 are failing through here. I hope so. 2. Okay, well, we got to fix these anyway. Arrays and arrays, yeah. Should not allow arrays. This is not an indication of should not allow arrays. Should not allow arrays in non-designated variables. What are the ones that are failing here? Arrays of length greater than 0. Okay, well, this is now allowed. Yeah, so we just change these to true. The problem here is this test will set the array to an empty array. Set the array variable length to 0. Okay, so there's another thing we should do. Should allow arrays as function parameters. So what we're going to do is we're going to call a function here, update with 5, 1, 2, 3, hello world. Cool. But then should not allow bad code in arrays as function parameters. Yeah, so we should not be able to do things like this. We should not be able to call foo, because foo doesn't exist. We should not be able to... What else should we not be able to do? Set something like a equals this. Okay, so let's try running those. Okay, so all of those pass. Now, where are the other failing test cases? Let's just run all these individually, find out what's going wrong. That's fine. Arena test, we just tested. That has 13 problems. I'm not going to fix those right now. I know what they're caused by. It's all the same class of issue, and it's actually pretty hard to fix. Code execution test. Oh, that has 8 tests failing. Well, that's our remaining 10. Should disallow adding large strings. Why is this failing? Code should make an 80-character string, but we disallow that. Oh, I know what we're doing. Oh, this is really hard to test. We allow string addition. Oh, there's a test string addition function. Oh, well, would you look at that? Interesting. What test is this coming from? Code execution test. Here. What's going on? Yeah, what is going on here? Expected true, got false. So we're getting a string. This is not a string, is what this is saying. What is this? Hey, banana. Undefined. What? The only way that could happen, and I did modify this, we have the code execution system, and I have the add function here. If you pass in a string, return a substring here, those are both going to be strings, and a substring here. The only place, no, all of these return a string. No, except for if they weren't. Oh God, what do you use for your database on local? I use MySQL. Do you know why it failed installing ProSam? Maybe it's the wrong, maybe you're trying to install a 64-bit program on a 32-bit system. I don't know. But you might be able to see an error. Okay, well, this sucks. So we have a plus equal a. What if we just left it at that? Does that work? No, it still fails, and it's still undefined. What? Test string addition. String name equals a. Is it because I never started it at a... Set the string to undefined. We'll know that it was set by the init function. Where's the init function? Oh, here it is. It sets it to hello. String name a equals hello. New bot. Code create. Run code for bot. Yes. Get global namespace string. String value. Huh. Well, that's crazy. So what if I just got rid of update code here? What if I delete this entirely? We should see hello print out. Ah, that looks good. Here's why. Wait on the database engine recovery handle failed. Oh, is it because you have the server already running? Is that why? Because it probably can't close what's already running. Just finished a job and he offered to buy a 240 gigabyte SSD for me as payment. Well, that's good. But out of curiosity, like, is that more than the payment you would have gotten? And you were going to buy a computer anyway, so that works out well for you? Because I was going to say this person might just give you a used SSD, and then he'll be happy because he didn't have to pay any money, and you'll think that you're happy because you're getting an SSD. You were installing it for the first time. Yeah, ProSam, I would Google that error code and find out what's going on. This is incredibly bizarre. Test string addition. All of the code is right here. No, let's just print more things out then. Bot specific namespace. Namespace string. Set that. So stringify global dot namespace string. And then this code, as soon as it runs, we should have this thing set. I wonder if there's any way to figure out that it's running. Let's go into the add function here. This won't get hit at first, but the rest of this stuff will be. He's giving you the money for it. Okay. Oh, cool. Well, good. Yeah, that's perfect. And yes, it is probably that, ProSam. So this is Windows, what's the A in this? Apache, MySQL, and PHP. So you probably have it running still. I would try to disable it first. So namespace string b underscore l underscore id 0 dot a, and it's set to undefined. So this is all correct so far. Then we try executing the code and it doesn't work. It's got to be this function that's failing. Update code executor. Oh, what is this doing? Values or defined code. Creating code. Is it doing that? Apparently it is. So we have a path to the function here. I wonder if that exists. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. All the other code execution is working totally fine. This isn't for some reason. It's right here. This is different. Oh, I know what's going on. Oh, this is so frustrating. So when I wrote the test, there was no such thing as a CPU in the game. So the first entity to get created always had an ID of 0. Now the CPU is always the first entity to get created. The CPU has an ID of 0. The bot has an ID of 1. Well, that's frustrating. It's the first word I've heard Adam that looked strange in the pronunciation. Wait, Apache? How do you say it? I mean, that's how an American would say it, by the way. But I am curious how an Italian would say it. The first time with Adam feels bad. Yeah, how would you say it? Alright, so how do we fix this problem? Because this shouldn't be that hard to fix. I think all we need to do... Yeah, we specify it equals 0 because we create a new arena every time we test. That was a bad idea. Just a bad idea. We should have just said this.arena.nextRealID. NextRealID. Yeah, that's what we should have done. So I guess I'll write this. Note, because a CPU may or may not have been created, we'll use NextRealID to be safe. That should fix all of the problems. You don't pronounce the final E like a patch? Huh. Interesting. Hey, everything passed. My tests are a pass. Alright, so console log, get rid of this too, and then go back to the arena test framework. Yeah, I think we're fine. Let's try running this again. Cool. There we go. So path to function and evaluating code. No, where is this? All right, not bad. Not bad, not bad, not bad. So I think all of the tests should be passing, every single one of them except for 13 of them. So let's go try to get all the metrics on this again. Just going to run every single test. 13 failed. How many succeeded? 334. Okay, so 334 tests pass. 13 fail. These are due to game simulator changes. I'm going to move this bug down to somewhere else. So yeah. Note, the failing tests include Zapper tests. I think Game Simulator is responsible for dealing damage with those. I don't even think it's responsible. I'm nearly positive it's responsible. Yeah, there's Zapper damage system. So Game Simulator is responsible for dealing damage with those via Zapper damage system. Oh, Classical Uncle. Thanks for the sub. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Man, Twitch Prime is great. I wonder how many of my subscribers are through that. Well, Banana, you got the right username for a farmer coming to talk to you. Maybe you should be conducting that class. All right, I'll check this in. Gotta support the bots. Well, yeah, I appreciate it, and welcome. You now have access to all of these emotes. And by the way, anyone who wants to, you can join the Discord. I don't think there's any other subscriber-only benefits. I think subs only is emotes, and I guess there are 3 commands. One is welcome. Whoa, hey, getting more subs. Welcome to you too, Sentinel. Nice. So yeah, there are 3 commands that you get. These are all just like a tiny perk. Same thing with the emotes, but that's a Twitch enforced thing. So welcome and welcome back. You're seeing people use. Those aren't anything really that special. And flashbang is this. That is a red flashbang. Here's a pink one. So that's it. That's all that subs get. There's a Discord. Yeah, there's a Discord. I've only, as of about 3 weeks ago, started being more active in it. So previously it was a Discord for nothing to happen. But now I try to answer things there. So yeah, go join the Discord if you want. Which did you forget? I think Juice. Alright, so there were a few bugs. Well, let's write them down. So, wipe out all entities needed to create a CPU. So, Arena is being constructed without computer level information. The level actually doesn't matter whatsoever, so I should go get rid of that equals 10 that I put here. Note the level doesn't matter because we can customize the object below. Well, level shouldn't matter. Shouldn't. Okay. We have the worst juice salesman ever. Alright, see you, Nate Goody. Alright, so that was one problem. Another, the figure it out test is still in flux, so I won't be maintaining that for now. That's all broken. What else did we fix? Oh yeah. Arenas were being constructed without a CPU. This caused issues when we tried placing bots. There were actually 3 issues. One was that we couldn't place bots on the CPU. Another is that attackers couldn't be placed close to the CPU. And finally, actually that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think that's it. You're not thinking to upgrade to 1060 or even 1080? Do you play games? I play Hearthstone. So I had a what? A GeForce 630 or something before that, and I was actually fine with that graphics card until it started to break. So no, I don't really play any graphics intense games. Wait, what's the difference between these two? Mario and... What is this pronunciation? How is this any different from one of the above ones? Huh. Okay. Once a CPU was being created, I needed to change wipe out all entities so that it also created a CPU. And what else did I fix here? That's all fine. Wipe out all entities. Okay, good. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Oh yeah. Once the CPU was being created, I could no longer assume for the string addition tests that creating a bot would get an ID of 0. May ma mare. Well, so hi Tesla. This is Mario, right? Mario? And this would be Mario, I guess? I guess the difference is in the A sound? Like a long or short A. Anyway, I say Mario. Okay, that's fine. And then what about this? Oh yeah, and then updated the code execution tests to allow for arrays. fixed a bunch of test bugs. Note, some of the arena tests are still broken because I'm not doing anything special with the game simulator yet. Hey, Sanchez. Alright. So now the only thing we have to do is the easy part of just making this take up the right amount of lines by not going beyond that ruler. Not bad. String additional, I'll just put this whole thing on a new line. There. Cool. Okay, so we're done with that. So we should write tests for all of these things. I think it's important to do. I just don't want to do it. Also, the whole thing about chips. Goodness. First, it's probably a good idea to make it so that chips can be placed anywhere for the sake of testing. Yeah, so basic find entity tests. I think we're just going to cancel this. Where do we have tests written here? Here. Write tests for find entities and write tests for filter entities. I'm going to let you guys test those, I think. Hey Bandiacs. A link shortener, but instead of making money, we clean a square meter of garbage in nature for every click on the short link. You like the concept? I mean, I like the concept. How are you going to do this? Like, do you have stats for how many times link shorteners are used? Because I think some websites will actually give you those stats. And I think they're used very frequently. Oh, I guess there's going to be no oversight of this, right? No one's going to go make sure that you're actually cleaning up garbage. But yeah, I think in general it's a good idea. What does chat recommend, red or brown? I don't think I've used red and brown switches. I only have blue switches. And that's not on this keyboard. That's on a different one. So what snippets are important to use with these APIs? We have 3 of them. I guess we could try to replace some of these. Find, pursue, all these things. Pursue waypoint. I'm gonna just cut this out. Set up Blockly, pursue waypoint. So we're gonna get rid of this. Wait a second, can we even do that? Movement, pursue waypoint. Can we just do this? I wonder if that works. Let's go take a look. Hey, it does work. Okay. Half of those clicks are just people clicking phishing links on Skype. No, what I mean is every once in a while there are real links. Like, I don't know, am I using them for specs? I'm using them for something. I don't remember what. But that's a real link and you guys click that. And some of the stuff that I have in chat, like the lights link, for example, this is a pastebin, not a URL shortener, but this got almost 1,100 clicks. Like, that's a lot of square meters of garbage to clean up. And that's just for one link on one person's section of the internet. Imagine if a news site picked up this link shortener service. Okay, there's other waypoint code. Closest distance to this. Yeah, we're going to get rid of this too. How many hyphens are needed for comments in XML? How many did I use up here? Just 2. I'll just keep using 2 then. This category, we'll get rid of this as well. We should just delete this stuff, should we? All right, where are we at with this? So that's gone. If that's gone, and then in snippets we have a, yep, it's gone. Okay, cool. So those have been removed. I still want to figure out what snippets would people want for find entity, find entities, and filter entities. Now these go hand in hand. In fact, these have to be used together. Well, previously it was only possible to use find entity for finding a target with the lowest distance. We could continue to do that, but I feel like if I change everything to find entities and then filter entities, that it might be better. It would just be overly verbose. So you would say, oh, you don't technically need to do that unless you're using two filters. Yeah, this is only useful for two filter stuff. Yeah, bother. That's a great idea. Okay, so how about this? Let's change the pursue functions to use find entity, and let's add a repair snippet that uses find entities. Is that good? So instead of pursue enemy chip, we'll change it to maybe even just pursue enemy, and you can customize it if you want. So we just say enemy, find an enemy anything with the lowest distance. So pursue closest enemy, and you would just, so you would drag this snippet out, so you could duplicate this entire thing, and then you would just change anything to what it is you want to find. Is that reasonable? I think that's reasonable except for, yeah, no, that's actually pretty reasonable, I think. We'll just say pursue enemy generic. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So let's do this. Let's say clean up. Let's get rid of these. Perfect. And we'll rename this variable to closest enemy. There, done. What script editor is this? This is called Blockly. I actually don't have a command for that. And yeah, I know, an enemy. The problem with doing that is that I would need to write a very language-specific thing here. Sure, for English, I could make it so that when you choose enemy, it changes a to an. But I don't think it's super important to do that. And then, like I said, every language would need to implement their own version of that, assuming they have those constraints. Okay, so we have a function here. Whoop, that just went away. There. So we have a function here that'll get us the XML. I don't know where that is. Oh, here it is. So let's just click commit and then drag this. And there we go. So how do we see the action itself? This, perfect. Easy peasy, we got it. So now we get rid of the XML part of this and we just have the block. And we're done. So we put this into setup Blockly. I think this should be the very first one under movement. So right now we have pursue enemy chip. We're gonna make a new category here with pursue enemy and in parentheses generic. We're gonna paste the block stuff in, and then we're gonna close the category tag. Then in here, the only thing we need to do is find backticks and escape them. Done. Okay, let's take a look at that. Lesio, what are you making? Is that something to help people learn how to code a program? No, I'm making a game called Botland, and it just so happens that if you want to code in Botland, you can. You don't have to. Why not just use an article like find enemy? Or why not just not use an article? That's actually probably a better idea than everything I was just thinking of. Find. Yeah, I like that. I'll write that down here. Change find friendly or enemy to not use an article at all. Alright, so this snippet should work. We now have pursue enemy generic. So you can say set closest enemy to find enemy anything with the lowest distance. If exists, pursue it. So then none of these need to even exist. In fact, I should probably get rid of them. Because if you wanted those, you could just change this to chip, for example. Then you would probably need to rename this to closest enemy chip. So that when you take out a new one of these, and you want this to be closest enemy CPU, you could change this now to CPU. I think that's pretty good though. So yeah, let's go change that. Find a. Where are you? Here. Cool. Okay, so what's the verdict on this? Should we delete all of these? Pursue enemy chip, pursue enemy CPU, pursue enemy bot. I think there should be pursue enemy generic and pursue friendly generic. I don't know. Let's rename this to closest ally. Where'd you first learn how to code? I have this, Cosmic. But your workflow is so structured and disciplined. Still just as amazing though. Thanks, Tenchus. Alright, so we have closest ally will be this. Friendly anything with the lowest distance. And then we'll just take the XML out of there. So we click this and copy paste. And then again, take off the XML tags. Find any backticks. These, yeah, alright, fine. Let's just do this. Set up blocking. How about pursue enemy generic and then pursue ally generic. Alright, let's try that out. Thanks, Endurn. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. So now if you're writing your script and you want to use pursue ally generic, yeah. So let's say what you really wanted to do is always follow around the bot with the lowest life. You would take this generic one out onto the workspace, you'd change this to lowest life, and then you'd pursue that. So is that an okay workflow for people? Because I think getting rid of these functions is probably a good idea. I think they're kind of just polluting things here. And same thing with this. Find my CPU. You could just say find friendly CPU with the lowest life. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to get rid of these three things. Pursue enemy chip, pursue enemy CPU, and pursue enemy bot. So these three will be gone. Then we have pursue my CPU, pursue my closest bot. I just don't think this is worthwhile anymore. Yeah, let's get rid of that too. Okay, so this will be cut down. Helper functions as well. I feel like these aren't needed anymore. Find closest enemy chip, find closest enemy CPU. Chip is this. CPU bot. Let's comment all of these out. Whoops. What else? Friendly chip. This one, and this one. Thanks, Unico Rush. I haven't used high charts. And yeah, Orange Ray, I know. I'm actually streaming on a Thursday. Actually, I've been streaming the last couple of Thursdays, although it's been usually either very short or not related to Botland at all. Was it last Thursday that I did the piano thing? God, why do I not remember this? I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, wow, that was a week ago. God, it feels like so much longer. You aren't going to melt down again, are you? I hope not, but Alpha's coming up. I'm only going to hopefully take things a little bit faster this week. So now helper functions, we got rid of a bunch of those. Find my CPU is eventually going to be a special function. That's why I haven't removed that one. But there's pursue enemy, pursue ally, and pursue my CPU. So you change this to whatever you want. Find enemy bot with the lowest whatever. Oh, nice, Andre. How'd it go? And see you, Alex. Can you show the report bug button? Yeah. This is actually pretty decent. It automatically collects a bunch of browser information and your in-game information and files it with the tag in-game report. So when you guys start playing alpha, at any point you can click report bug. I mean, please don't pollute the issues list here. I do need to look through this. But if it's a real bug, then yeah, just fill out this and then you can preview it. It's got some bold, you've got some basic formatting there. Okay, so I added a snippet for this, so that's done. So this is done. This is done, yeah. And then add a repair snippet that's better than what we have. What is A true in the browser information? So that's something. I don't know exactly what it means. It's listed down here. Where is it? Here. This browser has full capabilities. That's what that means. I still find this funny. There is no B. Who knows? Who knows what that was supposed to be? Really well. Wanted to bring me back into me. Who would be my boss for a BA position? Yeah, what's a BA position? On that page you said it said Bowser information. Oh yeah, no, I know. The package is called Bowser. I know you might think it's just for browsers, but actually there, I think it says things like, yeah, you got OS information in there too. So yeah, maybe for the sake of not having people report that repeatedly, because apparently Windows had this problem too. There's something called Bowser.dll or Bowser.sys. And apparently a bunch of people filed bugs internally in Microsoft saying, hey, do you know this is named wrong? And it's not named wrong. Oh, business analyst, I see. Yeah, I should consider changing that though. Okay, so add a repair snippet. This is what I wanted. I also want to make sure that the thing, I'm going to test the repair snippet again too after I've made it. So here is going to be the repair snippet. We're going to say find all friendly bots and then filter it. So set item, whoops, friendly bots in range equals find all friendly bots. And then here, we're going to create this, put this over here, and set this to repair target. So we want to sort by lowest distance and then by lowest life. Oh, this changed everything. I don't want to do that. I want a different variable. What is this? Friendly bots in range? There. So we changed this. Yeah, Sonia. Okay, then after that we just put in a normal repair snippet, I think. Yeah, except for instead of closest ally, we want to use repair target. So this is going to be gone. Find closest allied bot. How does that exist there? I probably should get rid of that. So if exists repair target, so create repair target. Oh, we could just put that there. And will repair target. Then repair the repair target. Yeah, so this is the repair snippet. And this wasn't possible until just yesterday. So previously, the only way for you to find something to repair was to just get the closest bot to you, and hopefully it was low on life. Now you can actually say find all the friendly bots, then get the ones that are closest to me first, and then the ones that are on lowest life. And if it exists and I can repair it, then repair it. Actually, you know what we should do here? We should probably change this to... No, that's it. Yeah, we should just keep this. You guys can do anything extra if you want. So this is what we need to save. So let's go do that. So we'll hit commit here and then drag this a little. Whoops. Let's try that again. Drag this a little bit. Click this, go to action, copy XML, do everything we just did before. So delete everything from here until here. Whoops. I pressed D instead of A. Good, and then get that done. Cool. Okay, so we just paste this into here. So there's already a snippet for repair. Where is it? Here it is. Repair self, repair ally. So this is going to be called repair ally. Well, it's repair ally. I wonder if I should say like smart in parentheses or something like that. This actually is doing some pretty good logic there. What's with the IDs? Like random characters? Do they mean something? Yeah, they're just random IDs. They're assigned by Blockly so that the blocks all have an ID. I don't know if, well, they might not be random. They might be hashed or something, but who knows? Hey, dear. Turn. And hello, Thursday Draclin. Okay, let's try it out. So we have a blank script. Again, imagine you're in the game and you're like, all right, I'm going to make a repair bot, and this is going to be the best bot that anyone's ever made. So you buy a repair, you put it on your bot, and now you think you need a script. So you dive into here and you find repair ally. You put repair self here. In fact, I should change this. Yeah, so we need to test this out. But before I do that, let's put an and here. So, and, where is it? Life is less than, say, 1500. Yeah. So let's do that. I think that's a better snippet. What do you think is the best language? I want to make some simple Pac-Man-like game. TV, I don't think it really matters too much. If you want to make a simple Pac-Man-like game, you can do it in almost any language. So if you really just want me to pick for you, I'd say go with Python and Pygame or Unity. Either of those. You could just go blindly download either one of those and get started, and you'll probably do fine in either one. Okay, so this is the first time there are no backticks. That's pretty good. So in repair self, we're going to delete these and paste this in. All right, so let's go try making a defense that does everything I wanted to do in my real defense. And we're going to go restart this thing too. Did Twitch send you that hoodie? Yeah, they did. I think they sent it to the creative partners. It's very soft. I really like it. Okay, so time to make my defense. This is going to be a real defense that we make. So first, as all real players would do, let's go spend money on cosmetic pieces. Cool, and then we'll also get the Wrecking Ball bots. Cool. Hey, go Deke. Okay, so let's edit this. We will make the repair bots have the Wrecking Ball pieces. And we'll give them repair and armor. Is there anything else I want to buy here? They could have vampiric lasers. I don't want to do that though. Yeah, let's just give them armor. And then what? Regeneration, I guess? Yeah, sure. Okay, so now create a script. Here's what we'll do. We'll try repairing ourselves first. This is just like when you're on an airplane. Gotta set up your oxygen mask first. So if we're at less than half life, then we'll do that. Otherwise, we'll repair an ally. Otherwise, we just won't do anything. So cool. Here's our repair script. Create that. And now let's make another bot that has missiles and reflect. And some armor. And we will make these just stand around and use their missiles. And probably also use reflect. That's probably a good idea too. So this will be called missiles. Create and create. Okay, now we'll put these down like so. Actually, you know what? Let's put them over here. And we'll put a chip right underneath this bot for haste. There. So let's save that defense and then test it out. Okay, so unfortunately, missiles don't have the same range that artillery does. So my bots are just getting pelted right now. But you can actually see how powerful repair is because none of them have died yet. And now they're finally starting to die. Oh, this is impressive. In fact, this probably means repair is overpowered. Yeah. Oh, no, it doesn't. What am I talking about? It means that I left a bug in the game. I have repair set to 15,000. It should only be healing for 150. No wonder repair is so effective. It's healing for like 7 times the amount of life a bot has. Whoops. Can you also enter a percentage value instead of the absolute HP amount? That's something I'm going to have to change before beta. So at some point in alpha, I'm going to just only expose percentage HP values, I think. Yeah. All right. This should fix that. Yeah, good testing. So now my bots are actually going to die. Yeah. Again, they are living longer, but longer than they would if they didn't have repair. But they're not super overpowered like they were before. So yeah, now they're all dead. Now they're going to kill my CPU. So part of the question is, what would make repair be overpowered? Also, you know what? Let's give this thing a little bit more logic in it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to say if the repair target exists and I'm not close enough to it. So let's get rid of this and. We'll put another if statement in here saying if I will repair it, then repair it. Otherwise, pursue it. Pursue the repair target. So now what we can do is we can put our bots anywhere. We can put them here, for example. I mean, this isn't a good defense, but I just want to test this out and see what happens. Oh, cool. So now they should pursue that. Ooh. You know why they're not pursuing that? Because of how they're sorting. This is sorting by lowest distance and then by lowest life. If I said lowest life first and then lowest distance, they would actually work differently. So now as soon as this takes damage, it's going to go over there. Yeah. But this is actually worse AI, because what's happening is whichever bot took the most damage is what it's sorting by now. Yeah. Hey, Rami. Is there a weapon for freezing? It'd be cool if there's a way to freeze a bot for a turn. So there's stunning. There's no freezing. The way we'd imagine freezing is that it would lower your post-movement cooldown. So as you move, it would be slower. The way we imagine stunning is that it would just give you more cooldown immediately. Alright, so yeah, this is actually going to have to be much more complex logic. Well, not like way more complex, actually. Let's just do it. I want to see how this works. So if we can repair it, then repair. Otherwise, let's set an alternate repair target to the one that's sorted by lowest life and then distance. And then we'll pursue that if it exists. Yeah. So here's the full logic for this. How much JavaScript does this convert to? 700 characters. And how long are scripts allowed to be? 5,000 characters. So I used 14% of my allowed script with just the repair blobs here. All right, see you, Badur. Okay, so let's try this out. So now they're going to find a bot to go repair. Oh, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? If the repair target exists, and I'll repair it, then repair it. Otherwise, find a new one sorted by lowest life. Oh, whoops, this is if not will repair. Whoops. There we go. Okay, good. Now they're doing the right logic. So they'll go over to this one, and then they'll find targets that they can repair, and they won't make it all the way. This is great. So now we can have those bots move if we wanted to. Are those explosions permanent? No, we're going to be animating those eventually. I just haven't put in animations yet. Okay, cool. So yeah, here's my repair script. We can put some comments in for this if I wanted to. We can say something like... So if we couldn't repair that, then it'll try to find a bot that is low on life, regardless of distance right now. So yeah, here's my cool repair script. Nice. So I want to save this somewhere. Do we have like a botland script? So I have a helpful botland SQL queries, but I never saved off scripts, did I? Nope. Okay, so helpful botland scripts. This note just contains some JavaScript botland scripts that I may want to save around for later. So this one is repair. So this was on a repair 3, armor 3, regen 1 bot. It repairs, anyway, I'm not even going to write a comment for it. Quit playing the game, there's an alpha release that isn't going to release itself. What are you talking about? I've got bots on that. Of course it's going to release itself. So the other thing that I haven't done here is I need to just indent this correctly. This is actually pretty easy to do. Well, except for when what happened here? There we go. So all we have to run is indent x on this. Indent x. Done. And now our things like pursue enemy generic are tabbed incorrectly. And we didn't have to do anything. Hey, EOJ. Do the comment characters count? Yes, they do. Yeah, so script limitation is 5,000 characters. Everything counts. This is not meant to be limiting to you. So if it is, I don't mind increasing it. But it can't be infinite. So the point is that everyone gets this many bytes that'll later get compressed and then stored into the database. So the goal was just, don't let you copy paste in a million different comments or something like that. Like I want it to be useful script information, but the goal is not to limit you. There is a place in the game where the goal is to limit you. So for example, username length I think is capped at like 25. That's not a space issue. That's just I don't want usernames that are like 40 characters in the game. But this was not that way. So I could always increase that. Oh yeah, Unico Rush. OneNote is amazing. I love this program. I used Evernote for a while and I hated that program. You're going to allow alpha testers to stream your game? I'd love to see what other people do with the game. Oh yeah, definitely. So I think that's a really good question. There's only been one person who's ever streamed Botland besides me. Actually, two people. And that was like a long time ago. That's before the game really had anything in it. But I think it's really important to note this part of the alpha document here, which is that I am not trying to attract more players during alpha. So a lot of games, let's say, well, pretty much any single player game, if you publish it to Steam, you can pretty much trust that Steam will not crash, that Steam will not have any problems distributing your game to any number of people, and that those players will just be able to evaluate your game based on the merits of your game. I am not in that situation. So I am self-publishing right now on AWS. I will have one server for everything. So everything that you see in the infrastructure document that I have here, I'll have one copy of it all. So if something goes offline, well, that's it. The game's probably just offline. I'm not even going to have backups online during alpha. So I'll have one account server, one overseer, one game server, and one matchmaker. The other thing is if we get too many players, that one game server is going to get totally overloaded. Now what I could do at that point is I could just start up a second game server and everything would work totally fine. I already have that all in the system. But I don't want to pay that kind of money because I'm not going to be making money until like 5-6 months from now at least. So yeah, so that's why I wrote this here. It's not really a goal. So if you want to stream Botland, that's totally fine. If those people who come to your stream want to play Botland, I guess that's also kind of fine. But if you're actively trying to advertise the game, so for example, you're going on Reddit and saying like, hey, here's a cool game, that's probably not a good idea. I don't want people to think that Botland is bad because of alpha problems. If they think Botland's bad because the game's actually bad, that's totally fine. But if they think it's bad because I didn't plan on having 4,000 users playing the game on day one, that's really bad because those people will have a poor first impression that might not come back. Amy says, I need advice from a man who has it all. What? What's the first thing? What's the first thing you think about? The last thing you think about? Are these song lyrics, Amy? Did you get a haircut just for alpha release? Yes, EOJ. What service are you using to host your game? Yeah, I'm using Amazon. Gotcha, thanks for answering. Yeah, no problem. And I think it'd be helpful for me to watch people play the game for the first time. Unfortunately, I already know what the problems are that you're going to run into playing the game for the first time. So it's not actually that helpful right now. But for example, you'll register for an account. This is all straightforward. I think this is the same as everyone else's experience. Type in a name, type in a password. But anyway, you'll register for an account, then you'll be dropped here. And you'll be like, what? Like, why does the UI look so bad right now? I just have not finished it. That's why. And that's not a goal for alpha, really. But here's what it should look like when you log in for the first time. Actually, they'll leave me a tutorial, so it'll cut out some of these elements too. But yeah, then what I want to direct people to at first is like set up a defense for yourself and then go attack some people. And let me know, are you having fun? Are you not having fun? That sort of thing. So we'll find out a lot about this on Monday, I think. Actually, I'm probably going to put the game online tomorrow. And then we'll find out some things there too. As it grows, it becomes more distracting and useless. So Unico Rush, my problems with Evernote, I'm not going to go into this for more than a couple sentences, were bugs that are probably fixed by now, but it was mostly mobile related things. And then the second thing is they tried pushing a new privacy policy lately that I think was like grossly overextending their reach, but they retracted that. How do you plan to make money from the game? Yeah, Endor linked in the monetization document. My last night thought. I can't help but thinking about lovely bots who will lose soon. Yeah, actually, that's something I need to advertise tomorrow. If I put the game online, so make sure to tell people to back up any scripts they may want. I have them myself in a database, but I don't want to fetch them all the time for people. Some of them might not even work anymore. Train the bots to rob banks. We do everything the right way here. Okay, so I added in some snippets. I tested it out. It looks like everything's working totally fine. And you have this convenient thing here too now, where you could just have a find generic. Actually, you know what? Let's write a melee bot really fast. We'll have melee, and we'll have cloaking, and we'll have thrusters. And we're going to create a script that says the very first thing I should do is melee. I have cloaking, so if I can't use melee, I just want to cloak. And after that, I just want to pursue any enemy. Now what I could do here is I could change this to find. Yeah, I could change it to this. I could say find all enemy anythings, sort by lowest distance, and then sort by lowest life. So this will, if there are two enemies that I can target that are like right next to me. Oh, will this actually work that way? There's a slight problem with this with melee. But anyway, what this will do is it'll find all the ones that are closest to me and then sort by the lowest life. So if I want to get the killing blow, I can pursue those first. Otherwise, I could just say afterward, just figure out for me. And this will move toward the CPU and everything. What time tomorrow? I likely won't be there. About 5 p.m. GMT plus. Isn't 5 p.m. your time when I start my stream? So I don't. It would be in the morning for me. It usually takes me about an hour or so. So yeah, I don't know. It's like 5 p.m. GMT. Besides gameplay, code, bugs, will you be accepting ideas and suggestions for UI and design? Yeah, I'm always open to suggestions. Even on things that are set in stone, I still usually entertain conversations. Although there is a point, given that there are enough viewers in this stream now, there is a point where if people keep asking questions about, hey, have you thought about making this a team game? Have you thought about making this a team game? That at some point, yeah, I can't give you as much of an explanation for why I'm not making it a team game. And then for those things, I usually try to make commands and just link to a document. How are we supposed to back them up if the game isn't online? Oh, you'll have tomorrow to do it. And if you don't get to it, then like I said, I do have a copy of the database here. So for example, I could find all of your bots and I could send them to you. What's the time now? The time now is 2:22. So check this out, Rami. New chat mode, follower only mode. Oh yeah, I'm aware of that, EJ. MCS Mike turned that on and then forgot to turn it off when I came back from vacation, so chat was nearly silent. Yeah, that dude Tyler, great suggestion. Let's talk about that for an hour. Okay, so check this out. I can make queries on this table. So let's do this. Select star from botline users 2 where name like Rami. Why did that not work? Botland, oh whoops, not users 2, botland 2. There we go. And we got nobody? 0 rows. What was your name in botland, Rami? Do I need to put percents on both sides here? Oh, here we go. So which account did you mostly play on? Probably this one, Rami RM. So 220 was your ID. So what I could do is I could say, okay, select all the scripts where user ID equals 220. And so here are all the scripts that you had. Mick Backstab. I've never looked at your script names. And unfortunately their code is just blobs, so I would need to have a better way of getting these things, I think. But yeah, I could get this information for you. Wait, what? EJ, can you take a picture of what you're talking about? Just got a pop-up saying that it noticed I was a mod and that I could use it. Huh. Okay, so I think the only other thing, we have that bugs list somewhere. I need to fix a very important bug. This one. Because right now you guys can just crash the account server very easily. So attack someone, place bots such that you'll win the game, then click commence, then forfeit. Let's go try that out. Oh, is this a tooltip? Oh, no problem. Okay, so we click this, we hit commence, and then we hit forfeit, and that crashes the entire game. Yup. So we gotta fix this before I put it live to you guys. So I'll work on fixing this bug. Where is that bug? I guess I gotta change my to-do list around a little bit so that I can do something like this. Fix bug. Forfeit bug. I don't even need to know when this was created. Okay, so let's find out where that's happening from. Hey man. Mangus? I don't know. How do you pronounce your name? Forfeit game. So what's happening here? We have a rest outs. Oh, whoops. Oh. Wow, that was silly. Okay, I can see the problem right here. If you're not in a game and you try forfeiting, we send a 404 and then we call .then and try sending a 200. That's not that hard to fix. I think this should be, I think the right way of doing this is middleware. Consider adding a global catch / error unhandled promise to prevent stuff like that. I think I might have that actually. What is that doing? Unhandled promise rejection error. Oh, I just throw it again. So is that what's happening here in unhandled rejection? Do we see that at all? Unhandled. Oh, okay. So if I just didn't throw an error, then the game would have kept going? That's probably a good idea. What's that fancy schmancy to-do list thing? Yeah, it's called plain tasks. So we'll click attack again, and we will hit commence and then forfeit. And yeah, can't remove headers after they're sent. Okay, so we just don't want to throw this error. So in production, we should probably do this. In development, we probably should just throw the error. How do we know if we're in production? I think I have an account server environment or something. Yeah, let's just put something here. So if we're on Amazon, this dot crash server on errors, on unhandled errors equals this dot is AWS. When on AWS, don't crash the server when there's an unhandled error. So we'll just do this here then. Did I see chickens? Does chickens exist in the code base somewhere? Oh, it does. Ensure passwords are secure. Bad passwords. Password, bots, and chickens. What is this, though? No, that's just a test. That's valid. Yeah, this bad passwords thing is because, yeah, I wrote this here. When running in a development environment, I specify the word password for everything. I need to make sure these passwords didn't accidentally creep into a production environment. What do you have against chickens? I have something against chickens as a password. That's the first thing people are going to try when they try exploiting my services. So here. So if this dot, oh, that won't even work because we need to change this to this way. So if this dot crash on unhandled account server and then throw otherwise logger.error, this would have crashed the entire account server, but crash server is false. Hey, Teddy. Why chickens, though? So, when I was testing the change password API, my password is always password locally because it's just the easiest thing to type. So when I changed it, I needed to change it to something also not secure. So I changed it to chickens because that was at least the minimum password length. And so sometimes chickens makes it through. And it shouldn't make it through. Now you know. Okay, so let's try this out. This should still crash everything. But we're going to test, we have to test it 2 times. One where it crashes everything and one where it doesn't. So right now, without me doing anything special, it should crash still. Let's try that. There. So it still crashed. Cool. Now we're going to have it not crash. So we'll change this not, well, we'll just set this to false. You also need uncaught exception for any throw. Oh, do I not have that? Interesting. Well, uncaught exceptions, I actually do want to probably stop the account server. I want to make sure I'm not in a good state, or that I am in a good state. You know, for alpha, this doesn't matter too much, because if you guys crash the server, then someone's going to tell me, hey, Botland's on online, and then I'll go fix the bug. But I should still do this. Hey, Cuddles. What? You owe $34,000? Wow. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm curious too. Okay, so now this bug should be, well, it shouldn't crash the server at the very least. So we have forfeit. And yeah, it says this would have crashed the server, but this thing's set to false. So if we try playing another game, that should work. Yeah. Okay, well that at least fixes that. But we do need to fix the actual bug. So let's go check that in. Oh, I see, Cuddles. Oh, so that's pretty normal then. And now we know how much money you make. Hey again, Nate Goody. I don't think that took you an hour. I think you should go away for some time still. Okay, so when on AWS. Oh, I never checked this in. Okay, we'll need to do that. So stop crashing account server on unhandled promises. Handle promises better on account server. When on AWS, when there's an unhandled promise rejection, we no longer rethrow the error. That way users can't crash the account server so easily. It had to be more than 60 to 65,000, right? Because 35,000 compared to 65,000, that's more than 50%. I don't think anyone who's making 65,000 anywhere in the US gets taxed at more than 50%, right? Yeah, 108K. I was gonna say that sounds more normal, because that puts you in what, a 27% federal bracket, and then California state tax is what, 7%? Something like that. I'm just making numbers up. I don't actually know what these are. But it does approximately equal 35,000, so yeah. Okay, so note, I'm still not doing anything for uncaught exceptions, as those may be a result of bad state that I shouldn't continue from. Crazy amount of time spent on making one game. Yeah, it is, and there are definitely things I could have done to get to this point a little bit sooner. The biggest snag that I think I hit was having to pivot the design. So I don't know if you're interested in watching a 2.5-minute video, but if you are, then here's the video you should watch to find out what Botland used to be about. And now at the end of the video, you find out what it's currently about. And yeah, I know all this stuff this does look pretty old now, huh? The game does look very different. But yeah, the game used to be real time. And that was, I think, a pretty bad idea. Okay, so fix the actual forfeit bug. The other thing we need to do is check in the Blockly things that I've changed. So let's go do that. This removes, well, that fixes a typo also, but I don't think it's worth commenting on. This adds in some snippets. I'll just say modify Blockly snippets. I added in some snippets around find entity and find entities. I commented out some snippets about waypoints or the old way of finding entities. Note that because I only commented them out, it's possible that other snippets still refer to them, in which case you'd be able to get a Blockly block that I didn't mean for you to get. That's okay because they still exist in JavaScript right now, so it won't cause code execution errors. There. Oh man. It's like a bathe in Bitcoin. Twitch isn't good for productivity? No, actually, Twitch is great for productivity. If I had set out, okay, so one, you have to understand that what I'm about to say is given that I've been streaming for the last 16 months. But today, if I had set out to code this without streaming, I probably would have stopped like an hour ago and been like, well, I did something. That's better than nothing, so let's just stop for Thursday. But I think it's great. I also think it helps you hone the direction of your game much sooner than it would have otherwise. And there have been a lot of helpful tips from chat. I mean, even something as simple as like I had find a enemy, because you could choose, what was it? Find a friendly or enemy bot. And this is the kind of thing where the way I would have looked at it is, well, I really should change this so that when you pick enemy, this changes from A to N, and then I need to do it in like a localizable way. But someone in chat suggested just cut out the article altogether. I think it was Mr. Rios. And yeah, there, cool. So instead of taking, several, well, probably about an hour or two, I just took a second and deleted a letter. Works great. So fix the forfeit bug. Yeah, this is happening because this calls into a .then afterward. So one way I could fix this is just move this to here. And there, I'm done. And to be honest, this is not a bad fix. But still, I wanted to see if there's a more generic way to fix things like this. Like if I had this be... Okay, yeah, there's a way that I could do this. Although actually there's a race condition here, isn't there? Which is we get your defense copy, and then maybe here another account server is going to do save game results from your past one. So save game results needs to do a check here too, to make sure that you're actually in a match. Yeah, defense copy does not exist. It does. Okay, that's not bad. So yeah, I think this should just be middleware. And that way it can return before we even get to this point. Forfeit game. Just ensure you are in a game. Now what else do we use here? Get defense copy. We need defense copy ID, defender ID, number of phases simulated, and journal. I think we convert this to middleware. Using await would fix that. Yeah. So I'm not opposed to using async and await. I just wanted it to be supported by Node directly instead of having to use Babel. I'm hacking into the matrix. What happens if you forfeit at the same moment the game ends? Yeah, it's not possible to do that because the database wrapper runs a transaction for all this stuff. So the first thing it does is it checks to see, are you in a game? And if you're not, it just bails out immediately. So there's no interleaving of these messages because they're transaction blocked. Well, I could do it this way for now. We could make this into middleware. Let's test this really fast. I think this is the simplest solution. If I want to extend this in the future, I can. So we click attack, click here, hit commence, and then hit forfeit. You surrendered against Adam. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. No errors whatsoever. So we fixed it. So how do people do this on GitHub? I just fixed an issue that's on GitHub. Would I say like fix issue number 2? Is there a specific format people use for this? Because this is the first time I'm actually referencing the GitHub issues list. I guess I could just look at someone's GitHub and see what happens. So sure, let's go to GitHub. Let's go to Pixie.js's GitHub. Let's just see how they do it. Let's just go to any closed issue. They can probably directly reference it. So where's the commit for this? I think you can use commit text fix number 2. Oh, okay. Close or fix. Okay, cool. So I'll just reference that this is a GitHub issue when I do this. I think that's fine. Fix. Yeah, I'll use fix. Yeah. I wonder if I should put the link in. Actually, let's take a look at that a little bit longer. Different repository. Use the username / repository pound issue number. Okay, yeah, maybe that's a better idea. So username / repository. So I could say fix this pound 2. So I'm not even committing this to GitHub, by the way. I'm committing this to Bitbucket. But let's say I ever switch my repository over there. I want to use what GitHub uses because I'm referencing their issue tracker. That only works when you're committing to GitHub, not Bitbucket. Oh, definitely, right. But let's say I had this in GitHub. What's the best way to do that? And really, honestly, just having a standard way of doing this I think is fine. So saying this, I think is okay. What command? Google Explorer? Oh, the hacking tutorial? Yeah. Was this? Yeah. Okay, so this looks good. Synac handshake. Teddy, can you link to that? I don't know what you're talking about. So the issue is that when you tried forfeiting a game that didn't exist, the account server would try sending a response more than once, which resulted in an unhandled promise rejection. I recently committed another fix so that the server doesn't crash on unhandled rejections when in production, but this fixes the root cause. You don't need to ref. Here's an example. Fix issue blah blah, closes number 42. No, but I think the reason why I want to do things this way is because I want to make it known here. Let's say, here's the scenario. I'll just write this out. So right now, I'm using GitHub. But in the future, I may use some other bug tracker. When I go back and look at this commit, I want to know where did this come from. So knowing it was like fix GitHub issue. I'll just say that. Yeah, I think this is the best way. I'll stick with this. Because this is, what, 37 characters? So yeah, as long as issue numbers never get longer than 14 digits, I think we're fine. Let's go. GitHub supports a lot of it. Don't know how you some bug trackers track them by GH324 or something, so you know it's from GitHub. No, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, I think that's fine. I still think it's funny though. You have dessert? Nice. 2 S's. That's the best kind of dessert. Game reminds me of Pit People. Okay, so let's check this in. Cool. So fix GitHub issue, botland number 2. The issue is that when you tried forfeiting again, it didn't exist. The account server tried sending a response more than once, which resulted in an unhandled promise rejection. I recently committed another fix so the server doesn't crash on unhandled rejections when in production, but this fixes. But this particular commit fixes the root cause. Did I finish the previous task? Yeah. Okay. Alright, and see you, Endurin. Yeah, I'm totally thrown off right now because I've only been streaming for what, 3 hours or something. But normally at this time in the day it would have been 6 hours. So let's commit this and then let's go mark on GitHub that I've fixed this. So how do we do this? How do I do this? Oh, close issue. Can I put a comment as I close the issue? Can I mark it as fixed? How do I do this? Alright, I think that was probably a bad idea. Can I say that it was fixed somewhere? Do I have to do that? I probably should have assigned this to myself. Are you going to do it both ways for issue? Are you going to reference your commit in the GitHub issue too? No, I don't think so, because I can always search through my log and find out exactly where a particular GitHub issue happened. I can just say show log and search GitHub 2, for example. That should hopefully find it. If not, I could always search for it this way, Adam13531 /botland number 2. That should find it. Oh, the button changes to close and comment. There's no fix, only open and close. Yeah, I am going to put a comment though. Okay, I don't know how to find this apparently, but that's okay. I have at least a way of searching for this. Maybe this UI is not how to do it, but I should be able to search for this. Yeah, there we go. All right. Okay, so comment as I close is how I should have done this. Yeah, thanks, T-Blot. You fix issues with labels, then close. Can I remove your comment? Yeah, I'm going to delete this. I fixed this. Yeah, I'll just say I fixed this. Whatever. There, fine. Comment. Done. Okay, great. So what other issue do we have here? Exiting a finished map. I'm not going to do that. I don't care about that right now. So this is done. Banned from repo. Incoming. Alright, so what are the other things I need to do by the end of tomorrow? The metrics dashboard, I guess. I think we're going to probably work on that tomorrow, huh? Oh, man. Yeah, so... Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. And Hideo had suggested that too. Yeah, I can put the commit hash in there. I think that's probably a good idea. Alright, bonus points to you guys. So where'd that issue go? Where did that issue go? Here it is. Okay, there. Closing and commenting does 2 notifications. Yeah, in the future, I'll try to just do that in one. Yeah. Just put in your commit or pull request, the text fix. Oh, so Kukuruku, I'm not pushing to GitHub. My code is on Bitbucket, but my issues are on GitHub. So I've got to manually link them. You have like no delay on your stream that you can read every single text so fast, which is a very fast reader. I'm not reading everything. I'm just reading the things people tag me in. And fine, guys, okay? So I'm terrible at GitHub. That's what we just learned. I'll be better next time. So Friday, I want to figure out what's going to happen here. Make sure to look through the rest of it. Okay, so I think what we're going to work on is the dashboard for metrics. Design this first to figure out what makes the most sense. It could just be REST APIs and a really simple React interface, or really simple interface. I don't even know if I need to make it React. Probably just jQuery UI. I just want to make sure that does make the most sense. Could auto update or have a refresh button. Auto updating is probably the best. Yeah. Hey, noob. Okay, what are the other things? Metrics and matrix are not pronounced the same. Hideo, yeah, maybe. We'll find out. Alright, thanks, Google Explorer. Okay, so we want the dashboard, and then what else do we want? I'd love to have logging information for that stuff. That's going to be really hard to do, though. Maybe... You know what? Maybe we could do this in a slightly different way. Maybe we could have the game server reach out to the account server to log metrics. Maybe I could have the game server reach out to the account server to log metrics instead of trying to pass it through the normal flow that happens. The game server could just do a post game metrics with the hardware used. Yeah, it's not bad. Hey, Pawn. Huh. Okay, well, there was that. What else do we have here? Make ranking and rating appear in a more prominent and appealing way on the main screen. I think that's important too. And then the whole releasing alpha list. And then for releasing alpha list. It's going well, Hitch Slap. I'm actually not sure I'm going to stay much longer. I'm thinking of wrapping up the stream because I think I can handle these things tomorrow. I also don't think we'll probably put the game online tomorrow too, just so that I can see is there any other like major breaking issue, and then the rest of the time tomorrow is just bugs, whatever bugs I can take care of. I don't think there's anything that totally breaks the game right now, but there are things that degrade the experience. So when you go to attack someone, for example, like Sure, this is not laid out the best. There's a lot of UI things we're going to change. But can you at least play the game? And I think the answer is yes. So, yeah, that's the kind of stuff we'll be working on. Yeah, they'll take this to be something it's not. I may have some breaking issues. Yeah, hell, the code splitting and loading up thing. If it's not, it's probably not going to be in by Monday, but I will probably try to work on that in February as opposed to keep putting it off. All right, yeah, I'm going to go host somebody else. So yeah, today's stream is pretty short. I know, just 3 hours. So yeah, Jonas has been hosting me a lot. Let's host Jonas back. So thanks everyone for watching. I'll be back online tomorrow at the normal time. I hadn't really planned on even streaming today too much. So yeah, sorry to cut you short. And I'll leave you guys with Jonas, who is working on his game, and I think he was just greenlit pretty recently, actually. So yeah, take care. See you guys tomorrow.